very easy to check the sperm, very easy. Okay, we will check the sperm, okay, by understanding their pathways. Okay, because one thing you know, that for the survival of the cell, okay, for the survival of the cell, there is a need for the, you can say, the various thing, but one of the extremely important thing is energy, isn't it? Energy. Okay, so first we will check the energy. If sperm have the energy, fine, it means sperm have the motility. Okay, sperm have the motility. Sperm must have the capacity to perform the acrosomal reaction, or it must have the normal shape and size. Okay, so you can say the criteria which is set by the female egg, okay, is dependent upon the energy which is stored, okay, or which is, we can say, the channelizing in the sperm, that we will discuss under the heading of pathways of energy production in sperm. Write it down. Pathways of energy production in sperm. Fine, no problem. Now it's very easy to understand. It's very easy to understand. You know that sperm is also one kind of cell. Okay, just draw the one sperm. See, this is a sperm, okay, and this is the acrosomal cap. Fine. Here is your nucleus. Okay, here is the nucleus surrounded by the nuclear membrane. Fine. Then the body possesses the mitochondria. You know it. Okay, it's the plenty of mitochondria. Fine. And this is the tail. Now, what you think? Cell need what kind of energy? What kind of energy is required for the normal maintenance of the cell? Yeah, the same thing which you are eating, rice, curd, etc., etc., and etc., chicken. The same thing they are needed, or they need something different. Okay, then what something different? If they need something different, then what? Very good. The thing which we eat, that we term as a food, okay, it's undergo the digestive changes, isn't it? It's undergo the digestive changes, which we are referring as a metabolism. Fine. Okay, and through this digestion process, okay, there is you can say, the absorption. Okay, digestion not happening alone, it's always happening with the absorption. So there is the absorption of nutrient. Okay, fine, absorption of the nutrient, and these nutrient mainly we are referring the glucose. Okay, so the first, you can say, the substrate of energy is a glucose. Even though there is a fat which is involved, okay, there are other forms, but mainly here we are dealing with the glucose. Understood? So the food which we eat in, which is going into our GIT, okay, gastrointestinal tract, they are digested by the various enzymatic processes. Fine. And at the end they are absorbed, okay, and they are thrown into the blood. Fine, they are thrown into the blood as a in the form of mainly we can say the glucose. From this glucose, the thing which our cell required is ATP. Fine, no problem. From the glucose, there is a you can say the production of ATP which is required by our cell, okay, which is required by our cell. Now this from the glucose to the ATP, you can say the formation, they involves, in the case of the sperm, they involve the two processes. The first we are saying it's the glycolysis, no problem, fine, and the second process is oxidative phosphorylation, and also called as the ETC, electron chain system, okay. Now the first is glycolysis, second is the oxidative phosphorylation. No problem. Am I going fast? No? Are you able to understand it? We will have detailed lecture on the, you can say the biochemistry lecture series, but for a while you just understand that whatever we are eating, we are referring as a food, okay, it undergo in our GIT, okay, gastrointestinal tract, under the, you can say the effect of various enzymes, there is enzymatic reactions, fine, and after that these foods, they are absorbed, okay, after the digestion there is absorption, and they are thrown into the blood, okay, in the form of glucose, but our cells, okay, in a molecular level, our cells require ATP. So for there is a need to synthesize, there is a need to synthesize the ATP from this glucose, okay. So for here in the case of the sperm undergo two processes, glycolysis and oxidative phosphorylation, okay. But we talked about the, you can say the broader aspect, entire human, there are several metabolic processes. There are several metabolic processes by which there is a, you can say the achievement of the production of currencies, okay. These are, ATPs are referred as a cell currency, isn't it? It's referred as a cell currency. You know, the science always, you can say, surprised me. See how beautifully they nomenclatures this ATP. It's called as energy currency. Understood? Cell currency basically. So here the cell currency is ATP, and ATP is required in for the sperm. Because you can say the normal maintaining of the physiological maintenance of the sperm, there is a need for the ATP, fine. Now then we thought, okay, the ATP is produced by the two, you can say the process, one is called glycolysis, another one is called the oxidative phosphorylation. These are biochemical, you can say the cycles, they are the biochemical cycles via which the glucose is changed into the ATP. The glucose is changed into the ATP. Understood? No problem. Now in this head region, okay, and this middle piece here, in these two area, the process which is happening, the process which is happening, okay, is not head area. Write it down. Here the mid, you can say the central piece of the tail, here the glycolysis is ongoing. Always remember these reactions which we are referring as a glycolysis and oxidative phosphorylations, these reactions are happening within a cellular environment. Fine, this both reactions, they are happening within a cellular environment. So glycolysis is happening in the, you can say the head portion, okay, and the central portion of the tail, okay. And by this glycolysis there is a production of ATP, okay, which maintain three things. First, okay, the first thing it's maintaining is capacitation, fine. Second thing it is maintaining is motility, okay, understood, no problem. And the third thing which is maintaining is acrosomal reaction. Now you are wise enough. You seen that egg put some of the criteria. Okay, egg said, I will only fertilize if sperm have these three things: the power of acrosomal reaction, motility, or you can say the capacitation. Capacitation is referring as a changes. Okay, there's a series of changes which is happening in sperm when it's went to the female reproductive part. Fine, no problem. See, and that is referred as a capacitation. So now you are understood why I am discussing the energy production, energy pathways. Okay, energy production pathways in the sperm, because only here the criteria which is set by the egg is satisfied. Fine, understood. Now in the middle piece, here the presence of the mitochondria. Fine, okay, it is a middle piece. Here the oxidative phosphorylation is ongoing. Oxidative phosphorylation, and also called as electron chain transport. Electron chain transport. So in the mitochondria this ECT cycle is ongoing, and by this there is this mitochondrial, you can say the respiration, fine, or oxidative phosphorylation. By this sperm have, you can say sperm perform the spermiation. Understood? Then you can say maturation. And also it also perform this process called the motility. In the epididymis, you seen the pathways of sperm transport. Okay, and you see there is one part which is present posterior aspect of the testis, that we referred as the epididymis. So once the sperm is produced, okay, in the seminiferous tubules, they are thrown back to this epididymis, and here under the, you can say the mitochondrial process, through the oxidative phosphorylation, you can say they achieve this motility power. Okay, they achieve the motility power. We are here referring the maturation in the epididymis. Understood? No problem. Now you understood why sperm, okay, you can say why sperm and how sperm shows the motility. Just because they have the energy production pathways, they have the energy production pathway. Just keep in your mind the two pathways, the glycolysis and oxidative phosphorylation. Glycolysis is going on in the sperm's head and the central piece of their tail, fine, and the oxidative phosphorylation is happening in the mitochondrial region, fine. Through the glycolysis, sperm achieve the capacitation power, acrosomal reaction, and motility. And through the oxidative phosphorylation, sperm have the spermiogenesis, you can say, maturation, okay, and motility. Fine, no problem. Now, sometimes what happened, there is a, you can say, reduced mortality of the tail. Okay, motility, the movement is down. Understood? And that is referred as a azitho. Write it down. That is referred as the asthenozoospermia. Okay, asthenozoospermia. Okay, this term asthenozoospermia is referring reduced motility of sperm. Now, there are one specific type, okay, where the cause is unknown, that is referred as the idiopathic asthenozoospermia. Once again, idiopathic asthenozoospermia. Okay, but now researchers comes to know that this idiopathic means the disease, okay, where the cause is unknown, the etiology, or we can say the etiology is unknown. Understood? So previously this disease, okay, so this condition is thought as the idiopathic asthenozoospermia, means there is a reduced mortality but the cause is unknown. But now researchers saying, okay, they thought just because of, you can say imbalance or disruption of these biochemical processes that we are referring as a glycolysis and oxidative phosphorylation, just because of the problem or error in these two metabolic cycle, sperm have this condition. Okay, sperm have this condition that is called as the asthenozoospermia, means low motility of the sperm. That's the one condition. Second condition is idiopathic tetrazoospermia. Idiopathic tetrazoospermia, or we can say tetrazoospermia. Now this is the another conditions, or you can say the another error, where the normal shape and size of the sperm, as we are seeing here, okay, is, you can say, altered. There is an abnormal shape and size of a sperm. The idiopathic tetrazoospermia means abnormal shape and size. The same story is applied here. Previously it was thought the disease of unknown origin, yeah, but now it is seen that this idiopathic tetrazoospermia, okay, is related with the errors in these two biochemical cycles, that is called the glycolysis and oxidative phosphorylation. Now you are understanding why I am emphasizing more on these energy production cycle in the sperm. Fine, understood. Once again, which we recall it, what we studied, okay, we seen that the egg put some of the criteria, okay, egg put some of the criteria. The egg said, okay, we are referring as C said, I will only fertilize if sperm have the power of capacitation, okay, they have the power of acrosomal reaction, or they have the power to move in my environment, means female reproductive environment, not my environment, okay, female reproductive environment. Fine, understood. For that, sperm is a kind of cell, he is ready, he is the male, he is egoistic, he is ready, he is okay, you don't know, I have what? I have the energy production pathways, okay, and if you want to know, then I have not of one, I have the two. The first one is glycolysis and second is oxidative phosphorylation. And you know what? I have the glycolysis, you can say the biochemical cycle, energy production cycle in my head region as well as the central portion of my tail, okay. And for your kind information, I also have the oxidative phosphorylation, okay, in my body part. I have the plenty of mitochondria where the oxidative phosphorylation, or we can say the mitochondrial respiration, is ongoing. Understood? No? Then egg said, okay, now I am understanding, sometimes we have problem, okay, you have problem, you have the reduced motility just because of errors in this biochemical cycle. You can say the reduced motility is referred as the asthenozoospermia, idiopathic asthenozoospermia, okay. And then the abnormal shape and size of the sperm is referred as a tetrazoospermia. Previously it was thought as a idiopathic. Till now also there is no any clear-cut idea, but researchers, they are correlating, the biochemists, they are correlating these problems with the you can say errors in this biochemical cycle. Fine, understood, no problem, yeah. Now let's move ahead and discuss the steps, you can say the steps or stages of fertilization.